And welcome to another edition of the Big Knick Energy podcast. I'm your host, Joe Yoke, aka the Bald Kid Wonder. We got the mastermind, Angelo, the man who makes it all happen, and our very special guest today, a man myself and our producer went to high school with, Andrew Torres, aka DJ Grand Finale. How you doing today, buddy?
What's up? What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it, man.
I love the fact that you're on right now. I also love the fact you're holding the microphone up like you're actually doing a set right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's what's natural for me. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm kind of used to, so it works out.
I don't know what a DJ voice is, bro, but you have a DJ. It's crazy. It's crazy.
My man, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Andrew, anyone that's never heard you talk before is gonna be amazed by, like, dude, you have like uncanny, and it's like impossible to replicate or resemble. I'm sure you've heard that before.
And once or twice, man, never tire of it. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, guys.
Andrew, represented by the Party Never Stopped Records. Speaking of representation, first courtesy of our sponsor, we recently collaborated with Empire Original Designs. We are selling vintage collectible Patrick Ewing coins. Angelo is showing it right now as we speak. Awesome designs, professionally designed by us, manufactured and handmade by Empire. They're only 50 coins made, being sold for $20 each plus shipping. Buy them at bignickenergy.com. Also check out Join the Empire at jointheempire.com. They are the East Coast's #1 challenge coin manufacturer, the home of challenge coins, pins, patches, bottle openers, medals, promotional items, and magnets. The only challenge coin manufacturer with no design fees and unlimited revisions. Once again, check them out at jointheempire.com. Andrew, Angelo, the double A, I like it. Are you guys ready for our first topic? It's going to be one of my favorites.
Let's rock and roll, man. Let's do it.
Angelo, this was actually your idea, man. But I mean, we're going to go over our top MVP vote getters right now. What would the top like 5, 7 we would get? Basically, Andrew, just so you know, wherever you get to Julius Randle on your list is where your list stops. Yeah. So if Julius Randle's #1, that's the only guy you got to name. If he's number 12, you got some naming to do. Ange, since this was your topic, you want to go first?
I'm going to go with the guy that fucking torched us last night, #1. We're going to go Jokic, #1, Embiid, #2, Giannis, Chris Paul, and Randle. But I would really like, I don't want to sit here and argue because I can, but I could really argue for Chris Paul being 1, only because, it's crazy. Like, the value of Chris Paul when he was on the Rockets was gone. Like, not that he didn't have value, but James Harden just overwhelmed Chris Paul's value. And when you don't got the ball in your hands, it can make you look not as good. So, I mean, Chris Paul just, the Suns were good last year going into bubble. Chris Paul came to the team, now the #1 seed in the West. I mean, and his numbers aren't crazy. They're comparable to, what would you say, Joe, Steve Nash's numbers when he won MVP?
Yeah, I think like 1 or 2 less assists than Nash. But I mean, he averaged like 17 points, he's averaging 9 assists, just overall leadership on the court, Yeah,
I mean, listen, he's not going to get it. Jokic is probably going to win, but man, it would ruffle some feathers if Chris Paul won it, man. But Randall's at 5. That's all that matters.
I thought you had him 5 or 6.
5.
Number 5. All right. Grand finale. You got a list going for us?
I got him slightly higher. I got him 4, man. I like Jokic as #1. I think he's fantastic. And like you said, he torched us last night. He's definitely shown what he can do on the court. He's definitely a top candidate for MVP, in my opinion. But I was going to say what you said about Chris Paul. I think Chris Paul needs to be a little bit higher on your list. He's been incredible, just phenomenal. And he torched us a week ago or so. So
that crazy jumper, the free throw one, the double clutch.
Yeah, and he was, and again, his handles and everything. It was like vintage Paul. So I put them up a little higher. I agree with Joel Embiid. He's a beast, man. If and when we get to them in the playoffs, I fear for that matchup a little bit for us. But I put Randle right after that.
You got him number 4.
Yeah, I got him 4. Giannis, he's up there. Of course, he's probably top 5. But he's been there. He's done that. Milwaukee's there in the mix too, of course. But I just feel like what Randle has shown, he's shown his value to the team, the Knicks, as a top candidate. I think he's a top 4 candidate, realistically.
I kind of figured, based on how this is going to go and knowing how I am naturally a pessimistic person. So, of course, I would have Randle the lowest out of the 3 of us. I have him 7th, which, I mean, even still at the beginning of the year, if any of us as Knicks fans was like, Julius Randle would be top 7 or 8 in MVP voting, we would all be baking a cake that day.
Yeah,
Like
no
it's like all of our birthday right there. Like what? What? We're about to get rid of this dude. Like how did that happen?
Joe, you should put him 5 just because, bro. Come on.
Well, let me tell you
You
my
know what I'm
list first.
saying?
Let me hear the other guys. Good.
Let me tell you my list first. So
Go ahead.
I got the same Jokic. I feel like Jokic, Embiid. I do like the Chris Paul argument. I actually don't even have Chris Paul in my top 7. So I have Jokic, Embiid, Giannis. I actually can't believe neither one of you guys named Steph after the past month and a half.
Go ahead.
All right. So Steph, Luca, Dame, and then Randall.
The Luca Vildzoa that we signed, or the Luca?
Yeah, I wish. Maybe one day. So, I mean, first for Luca, for the guys you guys didn't name, Curry, Luca, and Dame, like they are so intricate to their whole team working at all. And like the only one of those teams that like has had a worse record than us throughout the whole year, like we're basically even with both the Mavs and the Trailblazers over the past like few weeks. We might go up and down a little bit. But like the Warriors have been trash. Like the Warriors without Steph Curry lose games by 40.
Yeah,
the Warriors with Steph Curry have a chance. That's it. And like this dude's averaging the most points ever averaged. He's averaging 31.5 points a game. He gets 6 assists. He has, and also every single dude I named on my list has a higher true shooting percentage value than Randall. Randall, while competing with the 3-point percentage at 42% now, his 2-point percentage is not that good because he constantly takes long twos in those fadeaways.
Yeah.
They look awesome when they go in. The baseline fade where he's literally lefty going out of bounds left-handed and it goes in. That is insane. It's crazy to watch. That is not a practical shot. You should not shoot that all the time.
Joe, a borderline, but the Warriors, they're a borderline 500 team. So, I mean, how can you value his MVP candidacy, so high? And
because of how bad they are without him. The games that he hasn't played this year, they've lost by an average of like 16 points or something. It's pretty bad.
I'm sure, like, if you want to put average team, well, they're not an average team, they're a middle echelon team, but I'm sure there's a lot of other players that you could probably put not in the MVP conversation, but just in a really good basketball players conversation. But they're putting up good numbers on a middle echelon team like Steph Curry. He's putting up his best numbers points wise, and I know he's shooting 3-point percentage. I know he's got like the most threes this month, or the most threes he's ever averaged over a certain period of time. But like they're a 500 team, Joe.
No, I do get that.
I got to agree with Ange, bro. I got to agree with Ange. They're below 500 team. Steph Curry's incredible. He's amazing. No doubt about it. He's always going to be mentioned in that conversation. But I got to give it to a team who, without Julius Randle, we're a 4 seed right now. Without him, we'd be nowhere close.
Hey, listen, this could change in a few games. This in terms of if we get
left, right,
whatever it is, I don't know how many games we got. It's not a lot, but if we lose 3 out of the next 4, a lot of conversations are going to be changed, and our seeding is going to change. Joe, let me ask you something, Joe. Do you know the next four games off the top of your head?
Phoenix, both LA teams, and then San Antonio at home.
Okay, if Knicks win the next 3,
that's crazy talk right there. You think we're gonna sweep 3 in LA?
Does Julius Randle move up in your MVP conversation?
If we sweep the next 3, is he like? So if we sweep the next 3 and he does the past game, which is basically impossible, if this dude scores less than 20 points and goes 5 of 15, we're not winning those games. So if we win the next 3 and this dude is putting up like the 30, 11, and 6 he does when we usually win those games, I'll leave him past Lillard for sure. Maybe I think I'm just higher on Curry than you guys. I think he'd be with Luca at 5, like maybe tied, but I just love watching Steph Curry play, and his team is so bad without him. Like
Joey, I gotta
terrible.
interject, Joe. I think just the story of this guy, how many years is he in the league now? 6. And it's 6th year putting these numbers up. Like that's just on its own. It's gotta be worth a little more than the Steph Curry story.
You guys would be amazed. I'm from New York.
Joey, it's got to be worth more than the Dame Lillard story because Dame has consistently done this. He hasn't gone above and beyond. He's been doing this.
Also, never won an MVP though. A lot of times when people are like, "Oh, they've been top five," they almost get sympathy votes after a while. For Randall to do it 1 year, it's not like, "Oh, it's the first time he's here. We should vote for him." Like people naturally dislike New York. We all talk about how the New York media is hated on by the rest of the world, rest of the country. If anything, that knocks Randall down. I just want to let you guys know. I looked up the top 10 on basketballreference.com. The top 10 on basketballreference.com doesn't even have Randall or Curry on it. That's kind of crazy.
It's also crazy to think LeBron is not on the top 5 list anymore. And it's beautiful.
He's missed too many games at this point.
Yeah, it's been hurt, man. That's it. It's going to hurt you now.
Yeah, especially in a shorter season.
Father Time is undefeated. I mean, he's the only one that kind of defeated it, but it's coming. It's hitting him now, finally.
Random off-topic question. Who retires first, LeBron or Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
Ange?
Ah, man. They could go as long as they want.
Yeah, true.
Shit. I don't know, bro. LeBron, man. I'm going to just say
they
Tom
both
Brady.
just won the last title of their respective sports.
I'm just going to say Tom Brady, but LeBron's been getting hurt the last couple of years.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to play every game. Tom Brady's got to play all 16.
That's true.
It's only 16, though. LeBron's supposed to play. There's more than 16 in the playoffs.
What's the equivalent of...
LeBron's not getting tackled.
Hey, what's the equivalent of...
Should be.
20. How many, if you go to the Super Bowl, how many games is that total? 20?
It's not 19.
What's the equivalent? Like,
it's 19 if you had a bye, 20 if you didn't have a bye.
If you played 19 games of football, like Tom Brady's 19 games of football, what does that equal up to in terms of basketball play? Like the amount of stress on your body.
Hold on, I'm going to call our sports scientist real quick.
Yeah. I would say what's 82 in a season, right? And then if you have the 7-game series, let's say 2 7-game series.
Let's say you average 20 extra postseason games. You're playing 100 games a year.
Right. You're it's about 100 games a year. It'd be similar.
So getting his ass beat in football constantly, Tom Brady. I mean, I can't imagine. Like,
have you guys watched Tom Brady throughout his career? I don't see him get his ass beat.
Not too much. You're right.
That dude barely gets hit.
And as soon as he does, the flags are up in the air. So it's not
exactly
much after that. You know what I mean?
Fuck Tom Brady anyway.
But I just think LeBron's going to stick around because he doesn't have to. He can play 30 regular season games, and no one's, people are going to bitch and moan or whatever. But injury management and all that, he's only going to play 30, 40 regular season games anyway. But come playoff time, he'll be ready to go. He'll turn it up as he always does, and it'll be playoff LeBron. So
I also think LeBron does a few years with his son. I think he stays extra long to play with his son.
100%. I was thinking that. Yep, 1,000%.
Ronnie's going to sign with the Knicks, and LeBron's going to sign a 1-year, $500 million, and he's gonna take over as owner. He's probably the only most powerful guy in the whole league to
LeBron James owner player 2025.
Get rid of James Dolan as owner of the Knicks.
Yeah.
We can all only dream.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I haven't hated on James Dolan in a little while. He's been doing well.
Me neither, but whatever.
I know we're not hockey fans. Did you guys hear what happened to the Rangers today?
Oh yeah, big time brawls and all that, right? Suspension.
They got fined as a franchise, I think $500,000.
Yeah, I mean,
I scored it last night, right? It was just brawls all out.
Yeah. I think James Dolan literally just the NBA salary cap just went to his NHL fine. He owns both teams, so.
Hey, listen, I don't like to fight. I'm a lover.
And just why you have such a pretty face, man.
Yeah.
No one should hit you.
Preach.
I think we're good on this topic unless you guys want to shit at me more for the Steph Curry thing, but I'll be good on it.
No.
Next thing I got going on, I wanted to, on a more positive note, it kind of goes to the whole, like, imagine if you were told at the beginning of the year Julius Randle would be top 10 in MVP voting. Like, just how important it is for us to recognize how special this, like, underdog story we have as Knicks fans really are right now.
Yeah.
Like, we do not and should not be here at the beginning from where we were at the beginning of the year. We still, to this day, at our record of 6 or 7 games of 500, what is it, 34-28 currently? We still start Elfrid Payton.
Right.
And we are still the 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. Like, I don't know if you guys want to do this. Take a deep breath of me and just, like, enjoy it. Like,
smell the roses, right? Worked hard to get here, man.
So hard, so hard. I want you guys to tell me how you feel about like just the overall journey we've had as Knicks fans this
Go
past
ahead,
year.
Andrew. Go ahead, bro.
Oh man, the journey as Knicks fans is a lot of ebbs and flows. You know, I feels good, like you said, to enjoy this time right now. But you know, we've been there. We've been there through the Carmelo time, and I remember the Ewing days and losing to the Spurs in the finals and things like that. So to come here and have this and feel good about this going into a playoff run, it feels great. It feels good to be a fan. You know what I mean? I think the biggest reason we're talking a lot about Randall, but really, I think the biggest reason, or at least one of the biggest reasons for that success, is Thibodeau. I think
Yeah.
an incredible hire. I think he has shown what he can do on and off the court. He inspires the guys. They look ready to play. They play defense now every night, and we win the games that we're accustomed to losing. Guys, we all remember, like, we're close. We play three quarters, and all of a sudden, the fourth quarter, we go down by 10. And it's like, what
Yeah.
the happened? Like, those games, we're winning those games now. We're down by 5, and we're winning those games. So it feels good. I'm excited. I'm so curious to see how we're going to feel and go into a playoff series. And I'm just happy to be here for it, you know?
Agreed. That BS Minnesota game that we lost a few weeks back, that was most of our season the past 4 years.
Exactly right.
It's crazy to think we're a fourth quarter team now. Like we kind of shine in the fourth.
And I think that's Thibodeau and the defense. That's what really sets that apart, and that's what's made the biggest change, I think, to bring that success to us. So
agreed.
Keep going, playing hard.
Ange, what about you?
Yeah, you know, now that like I'm at this age and just, you know, I tend to look back on things more. Like I see these Carmelo Anthony highlights now and I'm like, fuck, I was watching the game, but I really wasn't enjoying this dude's greatness. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like not that I didn't understand the game of basketball, but now that I look at like Carmelo, like if I'm sad, which is like 90% of the day, I'll just go look at like 2013 Carmelo highlights and I'll be like, fuck, I watched every game, but I wasn't really appreciating this. Like I wasn't really understanding this dude's greatness. And now that we're in this, not, you know, similar kind of situation again, where we have another great Knicks team, I'm really enjoying this process. You know, I'm just, you know, I went into the season with no expectations. And it's just nice to see a team that, you know, we weren't supposed to be here and now we're here and, you know, lowest payroll in the league. I didn't expect this to happen, but I knew bringing in Thibodeau and I know the front office hires that we made, Alex Klein, Brock Aller, Walt Perrin, all these guys, I knew we took a lot of steps forward. I didn't know we were gonna
Worldwide West.
Worldwide West.
Yep.
That's my unk. Everybody else calls him unk, so I'll call him unk. But facts. I'm just I'm getting ready for the postseason, man. There's nothing like, I mean, Garden's going to be at 30%, not going to be at 100%, but I'm just excited for these guys and even for myself just to see, you know, really good competitive basketball games.
They're moving up to 3,000 people in the postseason. Is that correct? From the 2,000?
Well, it's I don't know what the capacity is right now. 10%. It's moving to 30, or is it 15 to 30? So I don't know. Do the math. I failed math a lot.
I don't know. I don't even know how many people can fit in the Garden right now. Apparently, Vince telling us 25,000.
25,000 full capacity. Don't know.
Right, that's full capacity. It's 25,000.
So 10% would be 2,500. So then 20% would be 5,000. So somewhere in between there.
There you go. Right.
Word. Everyone get their COVID vaccine, and if you don't get your COVID vaccine, get a piece of paper that says you got tested, and then we'll all go.
Listen, 3,000 to 5,000, the Garden is going to be loud. We heard like a little sound. I know they add the sound bits, but like you can tell the difference between the sound and the few fans that are at the Garden.
I was hearing from a different podcast recently that some of the stadiums or arenas sound like you hear hecklers and people cheering better because, like, with 4,000 people, you already have that's a large amount of people. And then the echoes bouncing off the empty seats actually causes the acoustics to sound louder than usual. So some people were saying, I think it was in Utah's arena specifically, that like it sounds louder than it usually does, which is kind of scary. Imagine how loud the Garden could be.
Yeah, man, that's it. That's what we need. We need the Garden loud. We need some celebrities on Celebrity Row. We need Chris Rock and Ben Stiller there. You know what I'm saying? For like Knicks playoff basketball. How great is that going to be?
Got some John Stewart in there.
Yeah, John Stewart in there. Right. Yes, exactly. That's what we need. And I think we'll be back, man. It'd be fun.
That reminds me, dude. Like John McEnroe is a diehard Knicks fan. He's at so many games.
Yeah,
Still the loudest tennis player I ever saw in my life. That dude.
We
could
need to
scream
see
his face
Spike
off.
again, man.
Spike
Spike Lee.
Of course, you're not saying Spike, but think about
Spike's been there.
Hold on, I just thought about this. With only 3,000 or 4,000 people, how loud you're going to be able to hear Spike and McEnroe on the court. You're going to be able to hear them screaming at the refs. Like, you know what I mean? I think it'd be cool, man. It'd be awesome.
The one thing I did enjoy from COVID when they had 0 fans was like being able to actually hear coaches call play calls. That was like that's something we'll never be able to experience again, but that was like a really cool thing too.
Yo, I don't know if you guys watch on MSG Go, but they have 2 options for the people who do. There's a courtside camera and then there's the regular game camera. So literally the courtside camera is just a dude in the courtside and you hear everything. No announcers, no nothing. It's just the game from courtside.
The biggest news I just got from you telling me that is, wait, do you pay for MSG Go, Vin?
It's in the cable service I use.
Okay. Yeah, sure. That's what they all say.
So you would rather listen to the coaches call plays rather than everybody talking shit on the court? Because
no, I'd much rather hear fans. I'm saying it was cool to hear though.
Yeah, it's a cool perspective of the game. If you have MSG Go, check it out.
Yeah. Or if you stream or use VPNs or whatever the heck people can do these days. On the next note, you mentioned the one name, Ange, before. Brock Aller is a great guy to bring up because he is a large reason why we actually signed the other Luca Vildzoa. Did you guys watch any of his highlights from overseas over the past couple of days?
I haven't. I only saw it come across my phone. I haven't even looked into it too much. Tell me a little bit about it, please.
Oh, God, grand finale. The way I was comparing him before, Ange can attest to this. I called him the righty Ginobili. This dude he already shoots 40% from 3. He's already won an MVP and a couple championships. His team literally made the semifinals this past year. And the reason why he can be on the team now is because their season ended. His contract was up. And Brock Aller and Leon Rose just pounced on it instead of waiting for the offseason because he was going to be one of the most highly sought after point guard free agents. And they just signed him after the year was over. And if you watch some of his highlights, dude, there's one play on the highlight package. He gets a steal, and the dude is like, there's already a defender in front of him also trying to get the ball. He throws the ball behind the defender to himself on a steal. And I'm like, I'm sold. This guy's in.
Yeah, I mean, it was a smart move. Yo, like that money that we had money to spend. I don't know
we were under the cap.
Correct. So I read that if we didn't spend that money, basically it would have been just money lost. So I mean, whatever amount of money it was, I mean, why not spend it first of all? And second of all, like you said, he was supposed to be a highly touted free agent this summer, and I think he's going to be the next Prigioni. Nah, he's not going to be the next Prigioni. His game is he's totally different from Prigioni. He has like that.
Also like 7 to 10 years young. I don't remember. How old was Prigioni when he came over? Like 37?
32, 33?
Yeah, 32, 33, I would have said. Early.
So this is 7 years younger.
This kid's he's got game, man. He's he's a great pick and roll point guard from what I've watched. And I like his court vision. He on one of the highlights, he threw like a swing pass from, let's say, the right wing. He threw it going right. He whipped it all the way to the left corner. So I'm big on his playmaking. He looks like a good little basketball player. And listen, we can't do no worse than Elfrid Payton, right? So I mean,
big facts.
I know it's a 4-year deal, and the only guaranteed year is this year. So we don't even know if this guy's going to play. I mean, I can't imagine Thibodeau playing this guy because first of all, he's got to go through health and safety protocol. So I don't know in terms of how many days that is. And today we just officially released.
He has to wait 10 days before he can join the team.
Right. So then how many games are going to be left in between them? Plus, I don't know when's the last game he played. I mean, I'm sure Tibbs would want him to ramp up, practice time with them.
No, what's dope is that their season literally just ended a couple weeks ago. He's in baseball. He's in basketball shape. Yeah.
Season just ended. Okay. Well, I don't know if you guys know, but the Knicks, I believe, are one of 2 organizations in the league that we have a full-time international scout. So we've had one there, for a few years now, I believe since Steve Mills fully took over. So, I mean, he had his eyes on this guy. I mean, we looked at the guy, Mike James, before he signed with guys over in Brooklyn over there. But now that that's done with, we'll see what happens with this kid. Excited.
The one big thing I kept hearing about was that he was like a rival of Campasso overseas, and
Yeah.
Campasso
Yeah.
just torched us and stole the ball from
Yeah.
everybody. And
Yeah.
that dude's like 5'10". So if we could have someone that's 6'3" that won't get the ball stolen from by that little gnat over and over again, I'll just take that immediately. Because Derrick Rose and Alfred Payton weren't keeping the ball next to that guy, and Derrick Rose is Derrick Rose.
Joe, you know, a lot of these people from Europe, bro, you know, they're on the internet like all of us, and they, you know, they see this American culture. Like I remember when like KP was like first came over to the Knicks, and he just really wanted to be a part of the American culture. I remember him talking about like world star hip hop and
Yeah.
things like that. Like these guys want to experience this side of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I went on his Instagram, you know, the dude's got a little bit of swag, you know, he knows how to dress a little bit, you know. It'd be nice for him to come to New York, see a part of that culture, just a different life over here, man. They want to experience different things, you know.
I mean, he's already a multimillionaire. It's not like he wasn't making no money over there, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he's making nice money. I don't know what he was making over there, but not the like money in New York.
Grand finale. Speaking of overseas, where have you gone on tour before? Just so the listeners know.
Man, as far as overseas, I DJ'd and MC'd on a cruise line a couple times.
Ooh.
Actually, for Royal Caribbean. It's actually, that's a funny story. So that started out, I was actually a guest on the cruise. I wasn't like a hired help.
What?
Like, yeah, but it was like, you know, it was like a week-long cruise or something. And sure enough, like the first or second day, I made friends with the DJ, you know what I mean? Introduced myself. Yo, I'm DJ Grand Finale from New York, yada, yada, yada. And by like day 3, day 4, he was like, yo, you want to jump on the set with me? So like, I'm rocking sets with this guy. And like a couple of them, one guy was from Africa, DJ Gio, who I DJ'd with. Another guy was from Europe, from Romania, I think. Right. And
from what I hear, a lot of those not no name European countries, but European countries that like we don't learn about in school have crazy DJ scenes.
Yeah, no doubt. They're all over the place over there. So they're big with the cruise lines and stuff like that. They're all traveling and stuff like that. So it happened twice, actually, 2 different cruises where we're like overseas, and that's it. Just make friends with, you know, shake hands and make friends with the right people. Next thing you know, by day 3, day 4, I got the microphone. I'm getting everybody up. And the funny thing about that was like the next day we're like on the deck and I'm all like hungover and shit from the night before. And like, so I'm laying down by the pool and somebody came up to me and like, hey, what time's the party tonight? Asking me like, and I was like, I'm not really sure. They're like, well, like, where are you going to be in the club again tonight? And I was like, actually, I'm not sure. I got to talk to the other DJ, but yeah, probably. Like they were looking for me, like what the schedule was, so they thought I worked there. Like
that's so funny.
That was cool, pretty cool. So a couple times overseas.
Oh my God, how hard is it to actually use someone else's DJ equipment if you don't have your own, or did you actually bring yours on these cruises? Ironically,
no, that would have been a little much, but no. I guess I have a lot of experience, so I'm pretty versed in different types of controls and stuff like that. Like I learned on turntables, you know what I mean? Like I first did it on records and turntables. So to go from that to like today's technology and all that, it's pretty comparable for the most part.
Hey, Andrew, one of my good friends, his I don't know if it's his family member or it's his good friend, but I'm sure you heard of him, Static Selector.
Yeah, absolutely. A producer, of course.
Yeah, he's like really good friends with one of my friends, and he was telling me one time like he still uses turntables. Like, is there still like heads like that, OG heads that still rock old school equipment?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. The real hip hop heads that like really live and breathe the culture. You know what I'm saying? They're definitely out there still.
But is it like you look at them in a sort of way, like why aren't you moving up in the technology world, or it's just like, that's just it is what it is?
Nah, it is what it is to those guys. Like it's not even like I'll put it like this. It's not like they can't do that. It's more of a choice. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't work the other way around. You could learn on this stuff, you know, the 21st century stuff, and when you get onto turntables, real turntables, be clueless.
Yeah.
The other way around, conversely, it doesn't work the same. If you know turntables, you can get on this in 5 minutes, learn it. You know
why is that?
Because I think the core fundamentals are really what make the DJ and what make the turntables go. You know what I mean? As far as like here, you don't have to set a needle. You don't have to set, like, if you want to get to a certain part of the song, You have to set the needle, listen to it. You know what I mean? Now it has a laptop that tells you, and you just hit a button, and it goes to exactly the part of the song that you want it to play.
Right.
So like it's eliminated so much of those steps, and I think the real turntablists, the real like I said, the real culture guys, like they have those fundamentals down. They can do that stuff in their sleep. They can go on this and do it with their eyes closed. Truthfully. Wow. So it doesn't translate the same way though. It doesn't translate backwards, in my opinion anyway. If you know the fundamentals, if you started there, it's much easier to adapt to what they have today. Maybe like the effects and like all those other things that come involved with it, maybe not so much. But at the end of the day, putting hands on records and spinning tracks, yeah, you could do that, no problem. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
That's dope.
I get that. I'm just gonna stick to looking up hip hop power hours on YouTube and do it that way.
No doubt.
I was gonna on a different note though. I was gonna ask you, speaking of your career so far, coolest person you've been on stage with. Not necessarily. You could be either the most popular, most famous, or like just the actual coolest individual.
Coolest person on stage with. First one that comes to mind would be Styles P.
Nice.
Yeah.
Styles P was a super cool experience. We performed I Get High, Good Times. So like, and like before even he got on the set, I started warming some up with like some D Block and shit like that. And I got to perform with him in Queens. This is years ago, probably like 2014, 2015 maybe. And I started playing some D Block, and like I was like practicing, rehearsing all week. I'm like, yo, I'm getting a chance to rock with Styles P. So I'm like ripping up the set, and he was like right next to me over here on the lounge couch, and he just started bobbing his head, and like once I kind of turned the music up and like really started going in, he was like, all right, give me the mic, and he just kind of just jumped on stage, and we had a blast with that. And at one point, like I said, we got to Good Times, and I get high, like everyone in the crowd is singing it, and I'm doing the ad libs, like I'm feeling it, you know what I mean? And he's like, roll that shit, light that shit. Like, and the whole crowd's going,
hell yeah.
That was probably the coolest experience as far as like on stage. But
you ever DJ'd any NBA players or for any NBA players? Had them in your
yes, Carmelo Anthony, as a matter of fact, the living legend himself.
Oh, you got to tell that story.
For Carmelo Anthony. So I got to DJ for Carmelo and Lala, right? The venue was La Marina, right, in the Bronx. It was 4th of July. Yeah, 4th of July.
That's a hot spot over there, bro.
Yeah,
at that time.
It closed down now, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but a few years ago, this is probably about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe. So it was actually in the time where he was out of the NBA.
Oh shit!
So it was like right, like in that, or like he was just like
he got dropped by OKC, and it was before he was on the Trailblazers.
Like time. So it was a couple years ago, and 4th of July, a couple years ago, and we're at La Marina, and sure enough, like we see like security, we're backstage, and security's like over there. We're like, what's going on? And sure as shit, I look over, Carmelo Anthony and Lala holding hands, walk right next to me like this.
Yeah.
Yo, so I look to the crew, I look to the guys like, yo, that's Melo. Like, yo, we got to turn it up. Like, we got to be on point. Yeah, I better be, you know what I mean? All of a sudden, it's like, yo, we need to step up. We need to do this. So the best part about that was that the event, like the style event, was a lot of house music, right? Like a lot of like EDM and house music generally was a lot of what the DJs were playing. So we mix in a lot more of the hip hop and a lot more.
Yeah, that ain't Melo swag.
No, that ain't Melo. Right, exactly. So when we got on, so like he was like chilling, maybe 1 or 2 DJs before us, and like they were chilling, you know what I mean? Like he's seeing Bob in his head. But when we got on, we started playing like real New York hip hop. And I'm like, yo, what's up, Melo? I shot him out.
Yeah.
I'm playing like reggae. All of a sudden, like Lala and all her girlfriends came up.
Oh,
like
sick.
all dancing in the VIP. So like we definitely caught their attention. Yeah. Really, like they were having a blast. And Melo was just like sitting up, and he was smoking a cigar, and he was just like cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
you play that, he was in La Marina all summer. Hey.
Exactly. That was the spot, man. That was a great time too. So real cool.
Oh my God, that's so dope. Vin is making me, I wanted to ask this anyway, but he's reminding me to ask you your coolest Fat Joe and DJ Khaled stories.
Oh, okay. Fat Joe and DJ Khaled. So Fat Joe, we originally got with Fat Joe because we did a promo video for him when he came out with All the Way Up. So a good friend of ours, a mutual friend, our friend Andy, she helps out. She's a publicist, and for my group L Squad. So she helped kind of line that up. She was working with Fat Joe at the time, we had this opportunity. So we made this video with him. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's on YouTube, but basically he's like retired rapper and he's like driving around Uber, and like we're like the different Uber clients coming in and we're like talking shit. And he's like, yo, you heard that new Fat Joe all the way up? We're like, Fat Joe? I thought he was dead. Like it was like this whole bit that we did, and we recorded it, and it actually wound up going viral. It had millions of views. So
wait, before you're announcing this right now, did anyone know it was recorded? Like, does the masses know, or like everyone still thinks it's like not a stage?
yeah, some people were like you could read in the comments still to this day. People are like, y'all are stupid. How do you not know that that's Fat Joe? It's like, dude, if you watch the whole thing, it's at the credits at the end. Like we're fully aware, but people still to this day are always like, wait, was it staged? Did he know you guys were talking shit about? Like, it's funny that that was like the virality of it. That's what people were like, have you seen this? You got to see this. So boom, from there because of that, we got invited to his party. Fat Joe had a party for All the Way Up when it went platinum.
Yep.
So we got invited and we got to go there, and that's where we met DJ Khaled for the first time. Got to meet Angie Martinez that night. Oh man, you want to hear a name? Fred the Godson, rest in peace.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, he was there that night, and I actually got to perform with him as well in the past also. But he was there that night. 50 Cent was there that night. We met 50 Cent that night.
Fat Joe really be outside, like in New York, though. Like he's really outside, like
always
for the people, bro.
He's just chilling.
Now he's in Miami, bro. Him and Khaled, they're chilling. He don't even come in New York. He hasn't been there in a while, but
he just did a fire Instagram live. You seen that Instagram live? Julius Randle, Fat Joe, Khaled. That shit was fire.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah. Fat Joe. I think it was like last week. Like Fat Joe, he always does like IG live like every Thursday or something like that.
Yeah, it was last Thursday.
And Randall just was happened to just be getting his hair braided, just fucking around on Instagram, seeing Fat Joe was on live. Request is to go in there. Yeah, it was so dope. I had content for our Instagram for like days, bro. People were going nuts on Twitter. It was fire.
The worst part of that, honestly, I literally was talking to Vin last week, and I was like, why would Fat Joe have anything to do with the Knicks? And then literally that day, it's just
you didn't know Fat Joe was a big Knicks fan, Joe?
I mean, there's a crap ton of celebrities that are like sports fans that like I don't really like.
It was one of my happier moments, I gotta say. Rarely do you get to prove Joe wrong, and when you do, it's
if it's
glory.
not Spike Lee, man, I can only remember so much.
No, but Joe, he's definitely a big fan. He's a big sports fan in general too, so he definitely pays attention.
Yo, Fat Joe went on Instagram live, bro, with Julius Randle, and he told Julius, Julius, I ain't never tell nobody this, but he goes, you the fucking king of New York. You the fucking king. And then maybe 20 minutes later, he goes outside. He's on the boat with Khaled. He's on the boat with all these people in Miami. And he's got the IG live, and he's looking at Khaled. And he goes, yo, Khaled, I told Julius that he's the fucking king of New York. And Khaled's like, yo, I ain't never heard Joe say he's the king of New York. You know, it was crazy. It was dope. I go crazy over stupid shit like that.
I love that shit too, man.
Any type of Knicks content, you know?
Yo, no matter what, New York is a basketball town. Like baseball, football, whatever. Like the New York Knicks are the city of New York.
Amen, brother.
And fuck the Brooklyn Nets.
Facts.
Knicks all day, baby. You know what it is.
Oh my God. I think we're getting close to wrapping up. I know Andrew's back is starting to kill him. Andrew, are you ready to play a game though?
Yeah, let's do it.
So it's a game that I made up the name of. It's called The Price is Wrong, because everyone always guesses the wrong price by like a lot. This is not, there's no like a within $100 thing. People are bad at this.
Okay.
It's on your phone right now. The three things you're gonna guess.
No doubt. So here we go. I got it right here.
All right. So we do have a winner on Reddit. I will announce the winner if you do not get closer to them. And based on how our guests usually do, the guy is probably gonna win.
Okay. No doubt, man. I'll give it my best shot. That's all I can do.
I got to find the picture first. This is going to be great content of me scrolling through my computer. Give me one. Where the heck did this picture go? I found it. All right. Number one, an Earl Monroe New York Knicks signed basketball.
All right. I'm going to say that's going to go for $500.
$500. Okay. Number two, an RJ Barrett autographed basketball card.
I need to know the brand. Is it Panini?
I can't see from the picture.
Can't. Autograph card. He autographed it. All right, let's say 250.
Okay. And then the last
I'll
one.
go too high.
The last one is a signed Amon Shumper card.
Shump's my man.
Nick's tape.
Another one. He's outside too.
Yeah, he's always Shump's my man, but that's gonna be like $100.
Okay, so 2-1 on Reddit. You definitely won.
I won?
No, you did not win. No, the guy's name on Reddit is 2-1. It's the number 2 WO, the number 1 NE.
No doubt. Good for him.
I don't know what he won. I don't know if we're gonna give him a shirt, a thank you note, upvote, the signed Amon Shumper
A
card. We
fucking
really don't
crack
know.
over the head with a semolina. That's what I do.
We got you on a T-shirt 2-1. Good job.
The Earl Monroe signed basketball was $363.52, so $363. The RJ Barrett card was $185. And the Amon Shumper card was $25.
Yo, listen, before this ends, I want to tell you guys, I mean, I spoke about it with Joey and Vinny, and they didn't like it, but I'm still going to say it anyway.
I'm already worried.
I'm going to name my top 3 NBA wives, and I ain't going to go into, discussion on why. I love everything about Instagram content, NBA, anything NBA, basketball, Knicks related, I love, okay? And I need you, Joe, can you name a top 3?
For NBA wives, no. I have a girlfriend. I don't look.
It's okay. You don't gotta like them. You don't gotta love them. You gotta just give me your top.
I couldn't even pretend to know any other dude's wife other than Lala.
Lala.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I even know.
That's all I got.
Listen, my top 3 right now. Kendra Randall's number 1. Right? She gave us,
Kendra's number 2.
Come on, she gave us such good content this year with Kaiden. We're gonna go Lala number 2. Right? Mello, you got to always respect Lala. Love her. And she stuck with him through all the BS. And number 3, he's not in the league, but I'm going to go Tiana Taylor. Just because, former Knick,
I respect it. I feel like me and Andrew got nothing for you.
Yeah,
that's cool. I just wanted to name my top 3 NBA wives. That's it.
Andrew,
you want to know where he fucked up?
Yeah.
Vanessa Bryant. Sorry.
He ain't in the league.
Not a wife. She's a widow.
Tiana Taylor a title.
Yeah, I like her. I follow her on IG. She's a cool chick.
In that video where she dressed up like a lion on the Kanye video.
We bring up Vanessa Bryant way too many times in this podcast. We're gonna be exiled away from the internet soon.
I love
all respect.
I was going to. Andrew, one more thing before we leave. How many do you think you've drinking enough water in your life to fill up an Olympic swimming pool?
An Olympic swimming pool, huh? That's interesting. I drink a lot of water, actually. That's funny. That of all people, I do. I drink a lot of water.
How many ounces a day?
I drink about a gallon a day almost.
How many ounces is that?
A lot.
28.
28 ounces?
128. 128.
Holy shit.
Maybe not every single day a full gallon, but like 3/4 of a gallon a day. I try to get about a gallon a day. Like you see me, I sip my water right here. While I'm drinking, I drink at least 5 or 6 of these a day. These are 20 ounces.
Yep.
So at least 100 ounces.
Damn. Joe, how many ounces of water are you drinking?
Probably the same, honestly. I drink so much water. As someone that drinks too much, like I got to drink water all the time or else I'm hungover,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, I started doing it with the voice. Like I cut certain things out. There'd be times after like a big weekend or a lot of shows or something like that. I was real hoarse.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Things like that.
Yeah.
So I learned from like my ENT and all this, like, caffeine-free tea in the morning. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink soda, and I drink hell of water.
What's like if you did a long week at a bunch of concerts or DJ last night? Is there like a home remedy you go for? I know,
it's mint tea, caffeine-free herbal mint tea is my go-to.
That's crazy.
With natural honey, like local natural honey, like not something you get at the supermarket. Like I try to get like a local farm honey. That works the best. That's like Monday morning. That's what I call it. I call it Monday morning voice when I got Monday morning voice.
That's wild.
Andrew, I want to hear you on a rap track. I feel like you got a rap voice.
I'm on a bunch of rap tracks.
You're gonna have to send me the link.
The music, man. The Party Never Stops Records, bro.
No, I've heard you do that kind of stuff, but I want to hear you like
rapping, like flowing,
like spit.
Yeah.
16 or something.
I gotta hear that.
I do a little of that, not too much. Maybe maybe down the road a little
Keep
bit.
that
More.
for the archives, bro.
A little bit
I'm gonna
more.
have to come check out this studio got going on there, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're a little under construction right now. I don't know if you can see the tarp in the background. I try to make it so you could, but this is the studio, man. This is what we do it. This is where it goes down. So me and the crew, the team, the Party Never Stops Records, man. Go check us out. We're working hard. We're doing a lot of big things. We're trying to right now. Things are starting to reopen and whatnot out here in the world. So that's big for us and our business and our industry. So good news, man. It's all good news. It's all love.
All opening up soon, thankfully. This COVID thing's finally coming to a close. Andrew, before you go, did you make an intro for us?
I did, man. I did. I made a little something. I got inspired when I was talking to Vin about this yesterday, and he was like, "Yo, what if we did this and this and that?" So I actually stayed up last night and I made a little beat. I did it out of basketball sounds. So like,
that's awesome.
That's all I'm gonna say. I want to play it for you guys. I got a little cut that I'm gonna do, and then we gonna wrap this thing up. So hold up 1 second here.
Oh, I'm so hyped.
Exclusive only. Exclusive only for Big Knick Energy.
Appreciate it, Brody.
No doubt, no doubt. So
I'm so happy right now.
Little something like this.
This is the Big Knick Energy Podcast with your hosts, Joe Yoke, the Ball Kid Wonder, and Angie Pels.
Bang! Erratic. Bang! Dramatic. Bang! Charismatic. Bang! Acrobatic.
Yeah, that's it. Simple. Bang. Got Mike Breen in there. Got Clyde in there. Just a few things. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, I love that shit.
Dope.
We gonna spice it up. We gonna dazzle it up. I'm gonna put my voice on it, and we gonna have some fun for it.
Oh my God, DJ Grand Finale, thank you so much, man. It's been a long time coming.
No doubt, Joe. Thanks for having me, bro. And appreciate it, man. Appreciate you guys having me on. Thank you, Vin. Big Knick Energy, baby. Let's go. Knick's tape.
Nick's tape. Amon Shumpert bringing it back. Again, before
Yes,
we
sir.
go, make sure to like and subscribe to us on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify. Check out all of our pages on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Again, our sponsor is jointheempire.com. They're the East Coast #1 challenge coin manufacturer, the home of challenge coins, pins, patches, bottle openers, medals, promotional items, and magnets. The only challenge coin to manufacture, no design fees and unlimited revisions. Once again, that's Empire Original Designs. Jointheempire.com. Guys, this was fantastic. Any last words?
Go Knicks.
Go Knicks.
Let's go, Knicks.
Yeah.
Peace.
Go Knicks. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you.
Bye, Dan.